You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Hurricane Irma left behind debris for months, and it was a bigger job than Sarasota County had resources for. So this year, ahead of hurricane season, county management is making some changes, and they need your help. ABC7's Taylor Torregano is live near the Emergency Operations Center tonight with more details on how you can help. Taylor?
Good evening, Jacqueline. Imagine a major storm came through right now, knocking down all of this vegetation. If you were here during Hurricane Irma, you saw a lot of that massive debris scattered about firsthand. So today I asked some questions. What goes into this massive cleanup, and how can we do it better next time? Junk King. They're who you call when you have just about anything you need to get rid of. So when Hurricane Irma hit, their phone was ringing off the hook.
We received an enormous variety. The smallest call we got was a single bird feeder that was broken, and the largest one we got was for multiple acres of downed trees and buildings.
But debris removal is a longer process than one might think.
It's very laborious to pick up the debris.
And it's one that takes many resources, which is where Sarasota County says it ran into a slight issue post-Irma.
Hurricane Irma was such a large storm, it affected 54 other counties. The other thing is our contractors, the two that we have on contract, a lot of their resources were in Houston because of Hurricane Harvey.
Two contractors working nationwide, so the county ended up doing a lot of the work itself. But now they have a solution, contracting local companies to help the next time around. They're also hoping to educate you. So if a tree like this falls, do you know what to do?
Separate your debris into different piles. A vegetative debris, your tree branches, your leaves, your limbs, all go in one pile. White goods, such as a refrigerator, a microwave, they go in a different pile.
Staff also noted that about half of the roads in Sarasota County are private, so if you live in one of them, they'll need your approval before entering onto your property to clean. And for a local debris removal company, hopeful of a future partnership with the county, this is all a step in the right direction.
You need to have a good plan, and then you need to be capable of working that plan.
And the county also wants to remind you that debris removal doesn't happen overnight, and they're asking for your patience ahead of the next destructive storm that passes through. I'm live in Sarasota. Taylor Torregano, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Taylor, thank you. Monroe County officials in the Florida Keys are looking to get federal money to reimburse them for their expenses related to Hurricane Irma. The county has submitted about $16 million in hurricane damages. So far, FEMA has approved almost $4 million, but now the county is waiting for the state's Department of Emergency Management to sign off. The county has estimated a preliminary cost of $93.3 million for Irma-related expenses, not including the airports or mitigation. Elite Airways is resuming their service between White Plains, New York and Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. The flight service to White Plains was put on hold for a short amount of time, but will resume on June 15th, running twice a week on Friday and Mondays. The airline also offers nonstop jet service between SRQ and Portland, Maine, which will now run twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays as well, starting on May 3rd. Well, let's check in with meteorologist Steve Newman for a look at our first alert forecast on this Tuesday evening. Steve?
Hi, Jacqueline. Boy, windy and humid today. Not as windy quite as we were at this time yesterday, but you can feel the humidity's up, and the wind flow coming off the Atlantic is really not a deep layer of moisture, so the showers we saw yesterday are really not happening today, although the individual cumulus clouds, you can see them blowing in from the Atlantic along the Atlantic coast. But radar showing nothing in the way of precipitation. The front that we had yesterday now washing out over Cuba. And behind it, fairly strong winds continue, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour out of the due east for the most part. Duet now at 17 miles per hour, Parrish 16. And they will slowly overnight ease off a little bit, but I can't guarantee they're going to be entirely gone tomorrow or the next day. We're going to have winds, which you kind of expect in March across much of the United States. You remember the old flying your kite during March. It was a thing to do back when I was a kid anyway. The evening planner shows temperatures gradually cooling off, but it's going to be a mild night. Temperatures in the 70s through the evening hours. By 10 o'clock, about 69, cooling off through the 60s overnight, bottoming out, I think, around 58. We have a great weekend, holiday weekend forecast coming up, and I'll tell you about it in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you, Steve. We'll check back in with you shortly. Democratic candidate Philip Levine says he'll push for a ban on assault weapons, including a ballot referendum if necessary. That's if he's elected governor. Today, Levine spoke in Tallahassee. When asked what his priorities would be if elected Florida's next governor, he said a ban on assault weapons would be at the top of his list. If the Republican-controlled legislature won't approve that ban, he says he would back an initiative to put the prohibition on the 2020 ballot.
I'm going to make sure that we have a referendum. And that referendum is going to say, number one, do you want to ban assault rifles in Florida? And number two, if we can't get Tallahassee to do what we need them to do, would you like the local governments in Florida to have the right and ability to regulate their gun safety policies? And I believe Floridians will say absolutely yes.
Levine is in a hotly contested primary against Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, former U.S. Congresswoman Gwen Graham, and Orlando entrepreneur Chris King to capture the Democratic nomination in the race to succeed Governor Rick Scott. In politics here on the Suncoast, local Congressman Tom Rooney's 10th year in office will be his last. That seat will be filled this November during midterm elections. ABC7's Alan Cohn has more on who's running and what we can expect. Alan?
Jacqueline, in February, Rooney, who represents Florida's 17th congressional district, which includes Venice, Northport, and Charlotte counties, announced he would not run for re-election in 2018. Rooney is joining 32 members of the Congress retiring this year, and the second from Florida, State Representative Julio Gonzalez and State Senator Greg Steube have both announced they will run for Rooney's seat. On the Democratic side, businesswomen April Freeman and respiratory therapist Bill Pollard have announced their plans to run.
We want somebody who's going to stick to their guns and be able to stand up for us and what we need.
So I want somebody good in there, someone who'll stand up, someone who understands the facts and can articulate themselves quite well.
Up on ABC News at 7, we'll talk to some political experts on what this race means, not only for the Suncoast, but the implications on the state and federal level. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. We'll see you then. U.S. Olympic speed skater Kelly Gunther was on the Suncoast today. Gunther competed in the 2014 Olympic Winter Games in Sochi, Russia. Today, she spoke to the students at Epiphany Cathedral School in Venice, where her cousin is the PE teacher. Gunther spoke to students about an injury that almost stopped her career early on and how she came back from it. She said her goal was to talk to students about facing adversity and powering through.
There is going to be thousands of hundreds of things that can stand in your way that you don't want to because you always want it to go a different way. But sometimes when you do want it to go that different way, it ends up working out for the better.
Gunther has now retired from competitive speed skating. She's hoping to do more speaking events with students across the country. Still to come on your Suncoast News, Medicare drug prices are soaring. Why the increase is extremely hard for the elderly.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you!
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Increasing drug costs have long made it difficult for some people to get the medication that they need. A congressional report released this week reveals that the problem is especially hard on our nation's elderly. Mary Maloney breaks it all down for us in the results of today's Health Minute.
Prescription drug prices are rising at nearly 10 times the rate of inflation. That's according to a new congressional report, which examined the costs of the 20 most prescribed medications for seniors over the past 5 years. The highest spike, a chest pain reliever, soaring 477%. By law, Medicare is not allowed to directly negotiate drug prices. Critics say this leads to tens of billions of dollars in unnecessary government spending. But supporters fear government intervention in the free market. An industry group called the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America sharply criticized the report, calling it misleading. However, they did agree more can be done to help seniors. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
You can certainly feel the winds blowing across Florida today, but not as many clouds this afternoon as we saw yesterday. No showers across the state either. In fact, it's probably going to stay dry until Saturday, and even then, the chance of rain we're going to get is not all that great. Currently over Sarasota Bay, it is 82 degrees, dew point 50. That's down a little bit, so actually the humidity is lower than it was this time yesterday, which is why we're not seeing the showers across the state. Humidity only 33%. So as we say, this air is very dry, it's very windy. High fire danger. Please be very careful outdoors. Highs today, 84. Last night's low, 64. You can see how it stacks up to normal. We've been as warm as 90 degrees back in 1994 on this date. Across the state of Florida right now, 81 at Fort Myers and Tampa, 75 down at Miami. They've had some clouds, and that cooling air blowing in off the Atlantic, I think, is keeping them cool. And the same down at Key West, 73 at Jacksonville. And across our viewing area, pretty much in the upper 70s to low 80s, just about everywhere. You can see that flow blowing in from the Atlantic around high pressure to the north of us, and that's the front that came through a couple days ago, now washing out down over the Florida Strait in Cuba. And you can see the individual, it's amazing on this GO-16 satellite image, you can see the individual cumulus clouds blowing in from the Atlantic over Florida, and hardly any of them are reaching us. And radar shows maybe a few showers around Lake Okeechobee, or that could be a smoke plume from agricultural burning too. Can't say for sure. Across the nation, stormy day possible across Texas. No watches or warnings in effect right now, but they had some fairly hefty storms yesterday at this time. Oh, that's advancing eastward. This is our next chance of rain coming in for Saturday, but until then, we'll stay pretty dry. Temperatures across the nation, 66 at Dallas at this hour, 44 at Kansas City. It's a dry, beautiful day in San Francisco, 70, 74 at Los Angeles. The rain is turned off for the Easter weekend for them after a very wet month of March. High pressure to the north of us is producing that easterly wind flow. Here's that front that'll approach very slowly over the next couple, 3 days. And as that high drifts slowly to the southeast, it's going to direct our winds more from a southerly direction, keeping us warm and somewhat humid, but not terribly muggy and not terribly warm either. Means great beach weather and great boating weather too. Southeast winds 15 knots, seas 2 feet or less. We have a small craft exercise caution in effect earlier today, but this is for tomorrow. The wind should not be at that category. A moderate chop on bay and inland waters, and your beach temperature 80 degrees tomorrow, and perhaps not as breezy. The water temperature slowly warming up to 70. The UV index though 10. Be alert. That's the highest we've had so far this season. Here's my forecast for the rest of tonight. Look for skies to be partly cloudy. It will be a mild evening and a beautiful starlit night with a low temperature of 58 and the east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow those east winds very slowly will turn around from an easterly direction to a southerly direction, 5 to 15. A high of 81 degrees under partly sunny skies with mild conditions. Average high 78. Here's your 7th day. Takes us through the holiday weekend coming up. Going to be breezy off and on. I think Thursday will be breezier than tomorrow. And then Friday, maybe late in the day, an increase in clouds as that front approaches, leading to a 30% chance of showers at some point on Saturday. Should not be a washout day by any means, and all clear out for Easter Sunday with a high of 81 degrees. And then we're back to a dry weather pattern as we move into next week. And that's your weather. Jacqueline.
Okay, Steve, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. If you are heading back from Lido Key tonight, traffic is backed up over the Ringling Bridge heading into Sarasota. Traffic is also slow moving heading south on Lido Key as well. In today's day and age, it's normal to respond to emails after dinner or read messages while getting ready for work. But should you have the right to disconnect after hours? The New York City Council debating a bill that would make sure you don't have to respond to work emails or calls after you clock out. The bill does not forbid employers from contacting workers after hours, but it does say an employee should have the right to not answer that call or that email without fear of retaliation. If an employer violates the rule, the business would pay a city fine of $250. And have you ever wondered why you're getting so many calls from scammers? Well, here's some helpful tips on how to stop those unwanted calls. First, to see what built-in features your phone has and what services your carrier offers. Then download a call blocking app. Some are free, others charge a monthly fee. Some apps will also access your contacts. Calls from scammers might be stopped, ring silently, or go straight to voicemail. And today, Apple revealed a new budget iPad targeted towards students. CEO Tim Cook and other Apple executives showed off the new device at a school in Chicago. It's the same size as the traditional iPad and costs $299 for schools, $329 for consumers who aren't students. The company also talked about software features designed specifically for teachers and students and a series of apps for the classroom. Stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now, lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life, right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a digital content manager to join our newsroom leadership team. CMS experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
In entertainment news tonight, a toxicology report from Prince's autopsy shows he had an exceedingly high concentration of fentanyl in his body when he died. Prince was found alone and unresponsive in an elevator at his estate back in 2016. Reports showed he died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that is 50 times more powerful than heroin. Experts say the numbers in this new report leave no doubt that fentanyl killed him. Last week, the lead prosecutor in the county where Prince died said he would make a decision on whether to charge anyone in the near future. HBO will soon premiere a documentary series on Serena Williams. The 5-part series will explore the tennis star's career and her personal life, including her marriage to her husband, the Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, and the complications surrounding the birth of their first child, as well as Williams' return to tennis. The series begins on May 2nd. 20 years after the iconic Connor family won our hearts on Roseanne, the cast is back for a new season of Laughs and Lessons. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson with more details.
Tonight it's time to once again chill with the Connors. Roseanne returns to TV, and Roseanne Barr tells us stepping back onto that set was a surreal experience.
It was like that. It was like deja vu in a way, and a time warp. Deja vu mixed with time warp.
Her co-star John Goodman says being back was kind of weird, but at the same time, it was
exciting, like I never left. Like a week or two had gone by, and we were back. And we fell into the same stuff, the same old crappy jokes.
You guys get points on your credit card?
We get threats. Is that the same thing?
The whole original cast is back, along with some new additions. Roseanne returns tonight on ABC. Also new tonight on ABC.
We're shooting Old Yeller right between the eyes.
Jenna Fisher stars in the new sitcom Splitting Up Together. She and Oliver Hudson play a couple getting divorced but staying together in the same house for the kids. And she tells us it resonates.
We've both been saying we know so many people in this situation where you get a divorce but you have to still co-parent or even in some cases cohabitate.
It's Fisher's first network TV sitcom since The Office.
Yes, symmetry.
Netflix is saying yes to more Queer Eye and several other critically acclaimed shows. Netflix renewing the hit makeover show along with several other unscripted series, including the drug war docudrama Dope, Drug Lords, The Toys That Made Us, and the baking competition series Nailed It. And getting a third season, the rebooted critical darling One Day at a Time. 13 new episodes of that will debut next year. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Certainly a lot to catch up on there. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.